Hey, we're good. We're good. Okay. Uh, okay. So this just came to me, but like what I want to discuss right now is basically how leveling up is literally a shift in reality. And I don't think I've thought of this before this way, but leveling up is a shift in reality. So the discussions about comfort zones, man, kind of like piss me off, piss me up, piss me off a bit, yeah. Uh, the concept behind the comfort and the space for me kind of like it is a familiar feeling, man. And some people can get comfortable in shit, and I will at one point and many points in my life I got comfortable in like very shitty situations, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing eventually? But like we never kind of like reflect on the fact that us doing something different is literally altering the reality that we have. And if we're thinking about leveling up is us changing our reality to something that we would consider better. It's leveling up, right? We're going up a level or something like this. And if you are to consider all the things around you that you keep doing on a day-to-day basis as contributors to your like skill leveling up and like basically your behavior kind of like leveling up and your basically attitude, your work, your process, your knowledge, your information, your understanding, your involvement, whatever you want, right? Like no, all of us choose different paths in this world, and even though most of them are the same, going the same direction, but we choose different paths. And the byproduct is our like kind of reality changing. But if we were to consider directly how leveling up is actually a direct transformation in reality, then all the elements that we choose to level up in are basically the elements that kind of pull from the current reality into the new one. And there's a merger that needs to happen, or there's just a distinction, a fine line that needs to cut with it. And in a previous video, I discussed how me basically feeling comfortable in a place, in my workplace, and I was not really like comfortable at first, or it's not about comfort. At first, I was literally just like, take my money, I need this, and I pay you every month. I need that space, I need the internet, I need electricity, I need to sit there, and I need stuff to get done. This is perfect for me. That was enough. And at one point, it didn't stop being enough, but more like the environment started interacting with me. I started interacting with the people over there, and it took me away from the whole. It created that comfort. It created a different reality where my daily existence became I go to work there. Before that, that wasn't part of my existence. I was struggling to kind of like work at home, and then I made a decision one day that I would go and like find a place somewhere else and kind of like exist and start doing that in order to improve, level up. So as I was like going through these things, I started slowly getting used to them. And when you get used to them, you get better at just like the daily good morning that he'd say to the security guard. Funny because like two security guards I say good morning to, but there's one I don't, and I don't not with intention. I don't because I don't feel any like interest to actually say good morning to. And I think at one point we tried to talk, and we tried to talk together, yeah, whatever. And he tried to show me how what kind of person he is. But I'm the kind of guy that you don't talk about. Anything you talk about is something you don't have, and anything you do is something that's already part of you. So if I don't talk about something, that kind of means that I have like an idea of it and it's within me. I don't have to say it to people. And he spent 15 minutes just basically speaking about himself. And uh, using the word I a lot is something that I kind of try to avoid. I kind of try to avoid. Get it? But it's harder. But anyways, like when somebody's just like tooting their own horn, that's the only way I can say this say it. It's like blowing their own horn. When somebody's like blowing their own horn, I really can't see like any point in conversing with them about anything because like their opinions are kind of like more on the extreme. This is how I see things, and I don't care opinion. So you're practically there just to listen to him speak, or just like nod your head, or just spend some time because you care about them. And if they're not my mom, I'm not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm not going to spend time with people that are not direct family who have that kind of attitude towards life. But anyways, so like the environment kind of like was I was getting more used to acclimated to the environment. And when work was stopped being that intense, the first thing you do is you play with your environment. You kind of like Dostoevsky's kind of thing, where you kind of like go mess with the environment and see what you can do, and kind of like see, oh, this, oh, that, oh, this person's cool, oh, this person isn't that cool, oh, this person's romantic, oh, this person. Like you start doing these things. And the reason why this video is about leveling up in reality is because like my reality kind of like expanded into that environment. So like it's no longer became me going to that environment, doing my thing and leaving. That environment became a part of my day. So a part of my day, what at first was me going to that place, doing this and coming. And then it got to a point where like a part of my day is in that environment, or else my day is kind of like feeling off. And it's funny because like over the past couple of weeks as well, I've been spending a lot more time in the mountains, and that's probably because like I'm trying my best to not be in this area, because if I'm in this area, I feel compelled to go. And the habit, right? It's just like these kinds of things that become habits to us. You don't know where they come from sometimes, or it's just because you do them a lot, then you kind of crave them. So that after the drama happened, or after their tyrannical imposition of the rules started happening, which didn't really affect me as in like workplace, but kind of like, if I'm not feeling too well and I want to just like hang out, I feel like right now I have to like, I'm not gonna just go and sit at the entry point in the coffee shop. I want to go in my space, the space that I created where I sit and I work and I do stuff. But that started becoming like off. It's not allowed after certain hours, and on certain days as well. Like I can't go there on Sunday, so fuck me. I want to work. I love working. I love going there, sitting in that space because it's like the work environment. I love sitting there and thinking about the things I want to do, taking notes, writing, like elaborating on things. So the leveling up that I'm noticing right now, or over the past couple of days, that it's becoming more coherent in my head, is the fact that uh, when we level up, we're shifting to a new reality. And ultimately, the shift happens whether you're either leveling up and creating a new reality, or wherever your reality was is kind of like becoming clearer. So the whole drama that's happening is kind of like creating a rift between what used to be and what is now and what I wanted it to be. And a reflection directly on that reality, the first reality that happened, is literally what will allow me to notice the difference between where I am right now and where I want to be. So ultimately, I'm very much grateful. Like I kept saying thank you on my walk today. And I was like, no, thank you for this happening. And then when I said thank you, I was like, why would I be thankful? And then I started basically thinking all these thoughts. So like gratitude really does work if you're kind of like pinpointing it in certain directions, because like they start like even the baddest of moments kind of like start showing you more of why they could be a good thing that's happening in front of you. And so right now, the planning that I have to do, the new form of planning that I have to kind of consider, so that the new structure and how I plan things starts kind of like evolving into something new, is literally going to be adjusted to the new reality that I'm entering, because there's one that was cool, and then that basically overplayed its time. And then one right now that my comfort, the reality of my comfort, is really just exposing itself to be not a comfortable thing to be in. And then I have to take both these realities that exist in the same place, and I have to create a third one. And that's the only way that if I want to actually level up, is for me to kind of like take the best of the first one and the best of the second one. And I have to figure out a way for me to be able to maintain that kind of like balance between myself and the environment in order for the reality to best suit where I want to go. And it could probably mean less breaks. It could probably mean like less conversations with the staff over there. It can probably mean a more focus on work and less talking. And there's like maybe like shifting where I'm sitting and going to a different like position to kind of like make my environment kind of shake in a different way. And like figuring out alternate solutions for all these things in order to be able to like engage directly with whatever's going on, and ultimately actually have a winning environment or a winning reality that kind of pushes, that supports my drive to the kind of things that I would want to be engaging with, and the person that I want, that I am in the future, basically to be closer, the ideal person that I'm building. I'm the ideal image of the person that I'm building in my head for it to get closer to me in order for me to kind of like be able to handle these kinds of situations and environments better. So leveling up and reality. I don't know if it's a leveling up versus reality or leveling up slash reality, or is it a, a so it's probably environment versus reality, but it's leveling up and reality, and how reality basically is a fact. Reality is what leveling up is about, and how when we're actually like when we change reality, we either level up or mutate or something like this. Cool beans. Good video. We're at video 95, by the way. There's like five more videos and I reach 100. And I have like enough videos. Oh, video 100 would be so cute. It'll literally be like an expression of feels. Later, guys.